Alright. What is up, everybody? I'm back. I've restarted the system. So, we're hoping the third time's the charm here. We'll give people a minute or two to get back. In case we lost some people in that little gap there. Such as Lag. Well, thank you, Lag, for helping us test some things out there. But we're hoping that this does the trick. We shall see. Let's see, so we had Lag and Cool Guy were the two people who were in at the time. Lag obviously is saying now that he's leaving. So that means we would at the very least be looking for one other person to get in. Potentially two, depending on if Cool Guy is still around. We shall see. If not, well, let me know if you have not yet played today and you'd like to get the chance to do so. I could myself jump in here, although in the name of science, I feel like it'd be good to try to get two people to remote in here, because we've had some questions as to what extent it might be Steam Remote Play that's causing some of the issues, or at least contributing to them. Cool Guy's still here? Alright, so let's get Cool Guy in. Let's start with that. So let me send you the invites Cool Guy. Okay, invite sent to you. And is there anyone else who would like to jump in as well? Oh, I wasn't sure. I wrote if that was a hello, good morning / evening / afternoon, or if that was a goodbye type. But if you're heading out, then have a good night / evening / afternoon / morning as well. Goodbye to Lag. Gotcha. Okay, I see. Yeah, let me jump into Discord as well. I don't think I went back in. Let me do that. Okay, there we go. Now back in Discord too. Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to judge based on how we've had to sort of take little breaks here and there, but I suppose we're late enough in the night at this point that if we don't have any new people, we could go back to getting some people in who were playing earlier. I suppose that's maybe fair game. So if you were playing earlier and you want to get the chance to play again, then we could get you back in now. Otherwise, I mean, I could jump in, like I said, but I feel like we probably should get two people remoting in. So not myself as one of the two players, so that way we can sort of stress test the game and see if it is actually better now that we've done basically all the restarts we can do. If it doesn't work now, then what do we do? Restart Twitch? Bring down the No. Yeah, why don't we get Cam in then? That sounds good. The problem would potentially be that we were seeing some issues with mouse keyboard. So,
Cam's mouse has to do keyboard.
And Cam does need to do keyboard mouse. Now, there's a chance after restarting basically everything that now keyboard mouse works, but certainly before it was not. So that would certainly be a stress test, but it would be exceeding the bounds of what we previously thought possible, at least earlier today. We could try it, but we may know the result already, or at least let's give it a try. Let's give it a shot. Let's get Cam in. Oh, and let me throw the actual screen on. I apologize. I thought I already had it up. All right, let me send you the invite. The invite has been sent. And let me throw your name here. Oh, did we still have it saying Layla even though it was lag? Here's though, perhaps we did. But now Cam, and Cam, you want to be what? The Essence?
Yeah, Essence.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, I think I had to hit the reset button as I was going back in here. Sorry. Let's get you guys set up this way. And you are not a CPU, Cam? Alright, do we have you both in?
Yes.
I'm all good.
Alright, let's just go for this one and take whatever you want to take, and we'll just mostly do this as a bit of a tech check to see how things are holding up. Like we were saying before, the mouse keyboard was questionable before. We hear the water. Is it going to be the boat? It's also the boat. Oh gosh. It's actually just an extension of the boat curse. Okay, so this is Cool Guy. And Cool Guy on the controller. Previously, this was pretty okay. The real question is, once Cam comes in on her side, how's that going to work? Will that get jittery? Here's Cam. And... I'm not going to say anything until the actual right goes. But... let's keep on giving it a try here. My thoughts as well. Don't say anything.
Messenger imp.
So let's see, we have Orlek plus Tizo on Cool Guy's side, and then looks like she's going to finish things out with Snadra. Then we have... Oh, except we are going to have... Yeah, the controls.
Sure.
Cool Guy did change them, so okay. Now, Ametha, of course. Last one here for Cam. With Titan Tooth. Don't think we usually see Cam take Titan Tooth on her, but if anyone can make it work, it would be Cam. So here we go. Ametha. She makes it in. 20 damage plunge. Gertrude. A lot of space there, but Cool Guy was quick to track her down. That means no one back here to defend until Orlek banishes someone with Celestial Spike. Cool Guy doesn't want to plunge with them, would rather throw, but has time to back it up and throw it in. That means Cool Guy takes a slim lead here. And notably keeps everyone in. Oh, shoulder smash Snadra did there. She goes down, though. And Orlek, it's going to be a while until he returns. Oh, and Ametha gets blocked, but she has Titan Tooth, which stuns Cool Guy and gives plenty of time for Cam to follow up and go in. So that's one of the strengths there, the offensive strength of Titan Tooth, so it can be good defensively as well. That was interesting. Snadra basically just gave Gertrude a hug, and for a minute there, neither of them got banished. Here is Gertrude, though. She jumps, gets blocked, now banished, and that will bring back Orlek, who is likely Cool Guy's preferred scorer here. The other two characters that she has are relatively defensive, and there's a little bit of boat magic for you. Of course, Orlek is the biggest of boat magic users. Didn't quite have enough time to get the throw off. Gertrude? Oh, she got shoulder smashed at the last second there. Snadder with the save. Both the imps take each other out. However, Cool Guy's imp had Web Lanthorn, which brings back Orlek. That's a big play there, and you can tell Cool Guy wanted to go through the portal there. But Cam maybe saw it coming. Oh, Cool Guy accidentally goes through the portal, giving Cam an avenue to make it into the fire. Gertrude down. She jumps. She gets blocked. Now banished, and that brings back Orlek. Has the portal, but it's not a very long distance that that'll send him, so probably not something that Cool Guy wants to do. Cool Guy looking to get rid of Pantha. Ooh, sidesteps what could have been an easy banishment there. There's the harp push, though. Moving those defenders aside, and Pantha making her way back into the fire. Orlek gets rid of the imp, and takes flight there, just a little wide of the pyre, though, and by the time he got his bearings, Orlek was banished. Oh, there's another shoulder smash from Snadra. Imp for an imp. Brings back Orlek. Here is Orlek. Knocks back the defender this time. Oh, but that throw doesn't have the range. Orlek down. Snadra versus Messenger Imp. Snadra on the rare offensive play here, but she goes down. Means it's up to Messenger Imp to defend. And Cam sneaks under the defender for the win.
Glorious performance, I must say.
Faked out. GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played. All right.
Until the stars
Jack,
align.
is there anything you would like for this next rite?
We didn't do worms.
We didn't really do the all worms, no masteries rite. We could give that a shot. We tried it many times.
Do we have to?
Who was it who gave that request? Was that Layla? Wasn't it Layla who was saying, just to show you how bad the worms are, use them with no masteries?
Yeah.
Well, Bubba Bubba T says, alright, well, I'll make it a worms request. That way we'll make it official for sure. Okay. So worms, anything else? Will that be it? And Bubba Bubba T, I assume you mean 100% worms on both sides? Is that right? Just worms. Okay. I think we're going for a noodle run. Oh, yes, that is correct. Cool Guy's name is currently Arumi. That is a good catch. That is not Arumi. That is Cool Guy.
Welcome.
1 second here. Let me just switch that real quick. There we go. Okay. Thank you.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No worries, Joel. What's up? How's it going? We are playing some multiplayer Pyre today. We're having a bit of technical difficulties earlier today, but it seems, knock on wood, as though things are back in the green now. It's going. It's going. Yeah, Joel and I were playing some Among Us yesterday in which we had inverse colors where one of us was red on top and white on bottom, the other was white on top, red on bottom, or whichever way I said that. You know what I mean. Imagine letting someone get away with stack kill. Oh. I mean, I was the one who got stack kill, to be clear.
I don't know what to do here.
So Joel, have you played any Pyre yourself? Wasn't sure didn't know there was multiplayer. Yeah, it's a little hidden. It's in the versus mode, and then normally you just do that against a CPU, but you can use Steam Remote Play to make it happen against another person. So neither of the people you see playing right now are me. Interestingly. Now, granted, Steam Remote Play does, at times, throw us for a bit of a loop, and it did a fair bit of that earlier today, or any of a number of things may have been ultimately the cause of it. But when it works, so hopefully we're back. Seem to be in working order now. And makes for a lot of fun. The Lone Minstrel, what? We have modded in some additional exiles. You'll see there in the bottom right corner, there are some characters that would normally not be playable, but we have added them in. They're basically the characters that would normally be the third wheels on some of the other triumvirates that you play against. It allows you to do things like have a team full of 100% worms, which is actually what we're doing here. Yeah, Rumi is experimenting with additional mods with potentially entirely different characters, which might include the Lone Minstrel. So you might have caught Rumi's attention for that reason. But here we go. All 3 worms on both sides, and this one could be quite quick, because, of course, worms are very quick. So this is a good example of a rite that we would not be able to do if we were just going with the default game, but by modding in Lady River, the greenest of the worms, this is possible to do this. Oh, there's the Titan Tooth for that big stun. Gives Cam enough time to get basically a free score here. Although she did opt to plunge, not throw. That is significant, because that means that Cam is now down a worm, when she could have saved that worm had she taken the time to throw it, which she probably could have done, given how Cool Guy was still stun locked. But Cam says, nah, I don't mind. I'll go right back at it. Doesn't stop her from plunging again. Yeah, it is, especially with these specific types of characters, it is very fast-paced, because we've basically gotten a Rite that is all the fastest characters right now. So this is just about as fast as it gets. Now this is Cool Guy plunging for 15. Now Cool Guy is down 1 character. Cool Guy with Lady River goes past 1 defender and into the Pyre for 15 more damage. And Cool Guy says, alright Cam, I see you scoring early, but this isn't over yet. Cool Guy retreats, back at it. Oh, and pops over the defender. Well played, Cool Guy. And suddenly, this is getting awfully close. Cam pops over the defender with a bit of a response. Dropping Cool Guy down to 17, that means 2 full damage plunges would certainly do the trick, and might even be able to get away with 1 full damage and 1 very quick throw and still get the job done. Collision there. Cool Guy with it now. Waits to get the stamina back. Charges forward and zooms past the defender. Makes it in. But still advantage Cam. Cam, oh, sees an opening. And she seizes it, dropping Cool Guy down to just 2 Pyre life. So Cool Guy running out of time here. 1 more score would do it for Cam. Oh. And the Titan Tooth. Cam has stunned Cool Guy. And that means Cam can make it in for the win.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
GG. Well played.
The rite is ended.
And that is the magic of all worms.
Until the next rite.
So let us know, chat, if there's anything you want to see in this next right here. What you can do is if you click on the red circle with the white L, you'll see all the various options you can have in terms of requests that you can make to do things like request specific types of exiles, masteries, talismans, arenas, songs, Titan stars even, all that stuff. And so that previous rite that we were just looking at was a request for all worms, and that's why we had such a speedy rite. And yeah, Titan Tooth, the stunning talisman, was a real game changer there. We saw that it gave Cam at least a couple of scores, if not more. So let us know if there's anything in particular that we want for this next one. Otherwise, we'll just have everyone pick whatever they'd like to pick. Not seeing any requests right now, so why don't we go that route? Yeah, the worms, they're tough to control because they are so fast, but at the same time, if you can corral them, they're quite dangerous. Alright, so we're in the Book of Rites, which is one of the smallest arenas. See how that might influence the teams that these two opt to take. Cool guys thinking about maybe an Imp or maybe even a Cur. Imp would be a strong defensive play, but seems to go more the offensive strategy with Cur here. There are other speedy characters, much like the worms we saw in the previous Rite, and Prayer Beads means that when Cool Guy plunges with Rookie there, he will come back from banishment. He won't be permanently banished. So, likely to be the primary scorer. Same deal with Barker there on Cam's side, also Cur, also Prayer Beads. Now, Jodariel here for Cool Guy could either be a big defender with all of her presence, and Cool Guy takes even more of that, or load up on additional Pyre life. She does some of that as well. From a talisman standpoint, what are we going to see here? Additional presence, so that's just going to be a humongous Jodariel. In such a small arena, she's going to cover a lot of ground. Now, Cam says, okay, if you go defensively, I'll go defensively as well. Goes with the Imp, though. Also a big aura, but it's the implosion that's what matters most. Takes infinite stamina on the legendary talisman there. So, certainly able to fly over people effectively as well. Now, Snadra, another strong defensive character here. So it seems like Cool Guy is going with primarily a defensive setup here and is going to be leaning very heavily on Rookie to be the scorer. And Goals Bracer means that Snadra's cast will be humongous. And then Cam going with a little bit more of an offensive setup here. She's going for a Worm, which would be, I'd say, another offensively oriented character. Takes Vengeful Vow, which means that that Worm can explode if that Worm crashes into people, which is maybe a bit more of a defensive option to round things out a bit more. Okay, but now this is the problem for Cool Guy, is if Rookie goes down, as he has on this occasion, then how does Cool Guy get her offense? Rookie's back now, but as soon as he does get back, he goes down. So now she's with just Jody, and that's not really a situation in which she wants to find herself. Cam sneaks in with Barker there for 20 damage, but Cool Guy did take the additional starting Pyre life, so even with that, means the Cool Guy's technically still in the lead here. Once again, Rookie down for Cool Guy. Puts Cool Guy in a difficult position here.
Oh my god.
Rookie's back, but now the defenders are all gone, so now Rookie's stuck playing defense, and that's not really his strength. He goes down. Cam speeds in with Barker once more. This time dropping Cool Guy down below 100 life, so Cam in the lead now. Barker for Cam. Gets the stamina back, trying to speed past Jodariel, and does. Rookie down. Cam may not necessarily want to score with the Imp, but I suppose if the opportunity is there, she'll take it. Got shoulder smashed though, and Jody's big aura is doing some work on defense, although it's largely Rookie who's trying to score here. He gets stopped, and there's the big power cast from Snadra. Harper still sneaks by though. Rookie. Hops over the Imp. Oh, but not for long. Imp falls up and takes him out, and now Barker tries to do the same thing on the other side. He goes down. Rookie to Snadra. Rookie is definitely a more capable scorer than Snadra, but Snadra nearly got that throw off. Rookie's just a little bit faster, can charge up his throws a little bit quicker as well. Jody banishes one, then gets banished. Now Gilman for Cam. He plunges for 15. He did not take Prayer Beads though. That means Cam is down one character now. So if Cool Guy could have banished one, then that could have certainly tilted the scale in Cool Guy's favor, but Cam's still able to score even when down one character. Means that Cool Guy has just 20 power life remaining, and almost anyone could score for Cam and finish it. Gilman only has 15 damage. Barker could do it. And I don't recall whether Cam took the extra damage on the Imp or not. But we've primarily seen Cam trying to score with Barker here, so this could be game. But Cool Guy able to stop it for now. But needs an answer. Needs to find more offense. Strong defensive plays from Jody. That was never really the question. Cam speeds in for another win.
Accomplished effortlessly, I might add.
Well played.
The rite is complete. Until the next rite.
Alright. So, chat, let us know if there's anything you want for the next rite. Otherwise, we'll just have another one like that, where we'll have these two take whichever teams they'd like. Team Small Boys. I mean, the Worms definitely were Team Small Boys before. I suppose the Curs as well, and maybe the Imps as well. I don't know. Who are the smallest characters? Probably those three classes. Last call for any requests on this one. I don't think we can turn the in-game music up much louder than this because right now it is it's maxed out. So it can't really go much higher than this, I'm afraid. Tariqbot, that's a different story, because Tariqbot is his own being with his own volume settings. So if you have any specific song requests that are, say, a Supergiant song that's not directly in Pyre, like you want to do a Hades song or Bastion song, Transistor song, we could throw one of those on with Tariqbot and we could bump up the volume there. But at least when it comes to the in-game volume here, we have that maxed out as you just saw. Barring that, though, it does not appear as though we have any requests. So I believe, in that case, we'll hop into this next right here.
The tempers.
Alright, and we're going from possibly the smallest map to possibly the biggest. Fall Solium here, so we'll see if that changes. Types of teams these two opt to take. See Cool Guy opting for a harp to lead things off. Scouting out the opposing team. There's no one over there, Cool Guy. Goes primarily right side. That's a little unusual to see people go all the way down on the right side of the tree. And takes Titan Tooth. That means that if Hamatha flies into anyone, they will get stunned, and we saw Cam using that effectively previously. Cool Guy taking a turn with it this time. Now Cam says, I'm going to go with a crone, namely Bertrude, and takes Prayer Beads, which means that if Bertrude plunges into the Pyre, then she will come back from banishment. So expect that to be one of Cam's primary scorers. Although oftentimes we see Cam using harps aggressively, offensively, Hamatha most of the time. So a little surprising to see Cam committing that much to a crone instead of a harp. I think we probably will still see a harp appearance at some point here from Cam. And here it is. Here is Hamatha. The question is just which talisman will it be? Did see her use Titan Tooth on Hamatha previously, and she goes with it this time as well. Now, last one here for Cool Guy. She's going with what is likely to be a throwing character here, the Stowaway. The quick throwing talisman as well. So that'll be one of her other offensive weapons. So she'll have what is likely to be someone trying to plunge directly with Hamatha, and then someone trying to throw it in with the Stowaway. Then Cam, two plungers for the most part, with both Bertrude and Hamatha as well. So we'll see how these two match up. Hamatha versus Hamatha. Cam with it here. And, did they take Titan Tooth on Pamitha, both of them? I think so. I think that's who they both put it on. So that's a double stun there. You're wondering why they're both twiddling their thumbs there. But now, that is Cool Guy stunning Cam. And this is a good example of how Titan Tooth can work offensively, because if you're near the opposing Pyre and you stun your defenders, then that means they're not going to be able to stop you. So Cool Guy nearly able to capitalize on that one, but Cam's still able to recover just in time. Now Cam, with Bertrude, like we were saying, she has Prayer Beads, so that's likely to be one of her more aggressive offensive characters. Stowaway is a quick thrower for Cool Guy, but that gets intercepted by Cam. But Cam is off to the races with Pamitha, and she makes it in. But she has Titan Tooth, not Prayer Beads. That means that Pamitha is now going to be gone for Cam. So that might mean a bit of an advantage here for Cool Guy, at least for the moment. Cool Guy gets rid of all the defenders, so Cool Guy with plenty of time to throw this one in. And that is key, because that means that Cool Guy will keep Pamitha for this next round. So Cool Guy will not experience that same disadvantage that we just saw Cam having. Cool Guy banishes one, and there's the Titan Tooth, going to stun Cam again, giving Cool Guy time to pick the orb back up. And both those characters have Titan Tooth, so they're going to stun each other. So after a little bit of pause, Cam gets it back. Now to Tizo, back to Bertrude. Bertrude with a little bit of space here, and she wants to plunge with her, and does. She is Prayer Beads, so she's coming back. That is the ideal setup for Cam there. And that is Cam who won that harp duel, Pamitha versus Pamitha. But Pamitha goes down. And this is Cool Guy's Pamitha coming back. She goes down. Bertrude for Cam. Just one defender here. They get blocked. And Cool Guy blows up on Bertrude. And perhaps wants to get rid of the orb in order to banish that character there. Does so now, but does give an opportunity for Cam to make a move now with Pamitha, which is a very dangerous situation because Cam is quite good when it comes to using the harps. Here's Titan Tooth stunning Cool Guy, giving Cam more time to pick the orb back up, but not close enough to the orb to, or not close enough to the Pyre to make it all the way back in. That will be Bertrude's job. He plunges for 30. And that drops Cool Guy down to 25, which means one more from Bertrude, and that could be game over. But anyone else would not have enough damage. So Cool Guy running out of time. Oh, but saves that one. Stowaway down here. Bertrude, she's the most dangerous by far now for Cool Guy. So important to take her out, and does so here. Pamitha, can she make something happen here? Stamina back. Trying to avoid the opposing Pamitha because Cool Guy knows that that Pamitha also has Prayer Beads, or rather also has Titan Tooth, I should say, and would stun and slow down. But now this is a good example of the offensive Titan Tooth. Stuns the defender, and Cool Guy might have had time to plunge there, but thought, well, I'd prefer to get a throw off if I can because I want to save Pamitha. I don't want her to get permanently banished by plunging. So goes for the old-fashioned type of all-round banishment. Oh, but Tizo comes back quickly enough for Cam to recover. Now Bertrude, she's dangerous, but she gets blocked. And Cool Guy says, enough of that, I'm getting rid of you. Oh, and Cam, well-timed pass. Pamitha, Titan Tooths on Bertrude, and is debating whether to banish or take the orb. Says, well, why not both then? Goes through the portal, and that's enough for Cool Guy to make it into the Pyre there. However, Pamitha does not have Prayer Beads. That means that Cool Guy is now down a character, and a powerful character in Pamitha. So can Cool Guy find a way to avoid defeat here when she's most vulnerable? Quick throw from the Stowaway would be huge. That would get everyone back, but that gets intercepted. Cam with Tizo. Tizo gets rid of it. Free orb here. Cool Guy takes it, but is now vulnerable. Gives it up to the Stowaway. Stowaway's quick, has infinite stamina. Cool Guy did take that mastery, and so it would be huge if Cool Guy could get a throw off, and she does. That means she'll get Pamitha back. And 2 scores would likely do the trick for Cool Guy. Whereas it would be 2 scores for Cam unless it's Bertrude. If it's Bertrude, it will only take 1. And that's another double stun with double Titan Tooth there. Here's Bertrude! And she makes it in! Cam takes it. GG.
Fire burns whilst that of their adversaries is but ash. The rite is done.
Of course, plunging crones won it.
Until the stars align.
Stuttering came back at the end for a minute there. Huh, okay. I did not catch it. Let's keep an eye out for it. To the same extent that it was stuttering earlier today. Rumi caught it as well. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Not as bad as the last time. Okay, so let's carry on. And we hope that that doesn't come back, of course, or certainly not at the to the extent that which it was happening before. That was causing some issues. But let us know if there's anything you want for the next Rite. We got an interesting one in the previous one. Quite a close match. With some fairly similar teams, but with both characters choosing Titan Tooth harps, and that was a bit of a defining characteristic of both setups. Song Snake Soul. Is that from Ashen?
That's the withdrawn.
No, that's
Isn't it?
that's Dread Design is the withdrawn.
Dread Design, yeah, that's Bertrand's.
It's like Bertrude's theme.
Yeah, Dread Design is way different than the other one that the person requested.
Okay. So in that case, let's turn off the in-game volume here. We'll bring back Tariq.
Yeah, we can hear the pitter-patter of feet. Pitter-patter.
This is true. Alright, let me activate Tariq Bot. One moment, please. Tariq Bot, you are being summoned. So the name of it is Snake Soul? Is that what it was? Snake Soul, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, of course. I recognize this one. Why didn't you say so? Yeah.
He did.
I just didn't recognize it by name. Anything else on top of that? Or will just be the song for this next Rite? Oh, Lag's going for Exiles, okay.
Oh, it's probably gonna be.
It's Crone, yeah. You want
Yeah.
just one Crone, Lag, or you want all Crones? What do you think? How many Crones? What is the ideal number of Crones? Just one. Just one.
Okay. Yeah. If it was 3, it would just be a race to who can press this loop button faster.
Yeah, there is a bit of an exploit if you go 100% Crones. Be smart. I think I hear the imps though, yeah.
Yeah,
The essence.
Isla Kalamer.
Welcome.
In chat, let me know if the Tariq Bot is on the right volume here, because on my end it sounds a little bit loud. We could turn it down a little bit, but I know some of you were saying earlier that the music seemed a little quiet, so let me know what you think. What happens if you go 6 Crones?
Nothing.
Yeah. It's not like there's a bug or anything. It's just that the Crone salute that turns everyone into on the opposing team into Howlers is basically an automatic score, because when your team is entirely composed of Howlers, those Howlers don't have any auras. They can't banish anyone. That means no one on your team can banish, so you can just walk right in and score without anyone stopping you. And if you do that 3 times, then you can have enough damage to just win the Rite. You can just deal 100 damage and be done. So it's basically an automatic victory. So if you have 6 Crones on each side, or 3 on each side, 6 total, then it's just a matter of who presses the salute button quicker in order to activate that ability.
Messenger imp.
People are saying maybe the volume is fine, but you could theoretically turn it down a little bit. I might do that. It sounds loud to me. And I also think that if we were to, say, summon Tariq Bot on a future occasion and play a song that starts out louder than this, then we're gonna blast our eardrums off. So Cam, before you select this character, I'm just quickly gonna tab out and just make TariqBot slightly quieter real quick. Give me just a second here. Let's just do that. Small difference, but I think that's gonna be a little bit better. There you go. Free to go, Cam. And here we go. We have one crone, an imp, and a harp on Cool Guy's side. Then we have the one crone and two imps on Cam's side, and Cam leads things off with an Udmilda plunge. Cool Guy. Hamatha goes down. Bertrude back from, I believe, a Web Lanthorn imp banishment. I think both people have at least one imp. Well, I mean, Cool Guy has one imp, of course, but I think Cool Guy has the Web Lanthorn on her imp, and then one of Cam's imps also has that. So similar setup in that regard. And one of the best setups there is, of course. Defensively, at least. Cam, blocked. There is the Lanthorn, bringing back Hamatha. So yes, confirmed. Cool Guy certainly has it, and has some time to get off an unblockable throw. Oh, but she gets a little bit greedy there. Had to cut it a little bit short, otherwise there's going to be someone back in time to banish, and they did just that. And I believe that time, Cam did another sneak on under the defender as the defender jumps over your head. Every once in a while, you can get away with it. Speaking of flying over people, Hamatha does it here. And starts charging up the throw, but doesn't have time to get that one off. Tiso. Watch out for that portal there for Cam. That is right next to Cool Guy's Pyre. Could send her in for a quick score if she gets Cool Guy off guard. Oh, and Hamatha nearly makes it in there, but runs out of stamina before she can get over the second defender. Milda, she hops over for 20 damage, and that Stubborn Flame is an ability that Cool Guy took. That means that if Cool Guy is behind, that Cam's damage will be reduced by 10. So normally, Milda would be scoring for a lot here, as much as 30, but minus 10 drops her down to just 20, and some of the lower damaging characters could deal next to no damage, as we may be about to see. Oh, Cam throws in the taunt. And there you see, minus 10 damage on the imp means only 5 damage total on the plunge. Cool Guy with Hamatha. Oh, she goes down. Looks like she was about to take flight. Everyone gone on Cam's side. Bertrude's quick enough to seize that opportunity, plunging for 30. Yeah, the taunt that's scoring for 5, right? It's an interesting play. The one thing maybe, if you know, you got a Brazen Manor Demon who's gonna drop 40 on your head. But when it's a 5 damage imp plunge, it just doesn't really have quite the same effect. And with her running out of stamina again, just as she's about to make it in. And with her through the portal, runs out of stamina before she can get away. Tiso. Udmilda plunges in for 20 damage, and that drops Cool Guy down to just 10. The imp, as we know, cannot pull that off in one score, but Udmilda certainly can, and here she is to finish the job. I think it makes it more patronizing when he taunts and then score for 5. Maybe.
The ceremony is complete.
That could be.
Until the stars align.
Alright. So chat, let us know what else you want for the next right. For now, I will turn off TariqBot unless you have another song that you'd like for us to make happen that is not directly in Pyre, in which case we'll have to go to TariqBot to make it happen. As we did in the previous right, or anything else that you want to see, for that matter. Exiles, Masteries, Talismans, Arenas, Titan Stars, any of that stuffs. I'm sorry, TariqBot. Please leave. Oh, except, nope, now you're coming back. No, you're coming back. I take it back. Please return. I'm sorry, Treatbot. Please forgive me. Alright. Messing with Tariq. Actually, let me just head out for a second here. I want to make sure I can see the stream preview to make sure, keep an eye on how things are going, given how they've been today. Anything else other than the song for this next Rite? Or will that be all? Looking like that's gonna be it. So let's make it happen. Yeah, I say Tariq.
The Tempers shall now face the essence.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm saying it the same way that Bubble Boba Tea says it.
Who shall conduct the rites?
That's actually another name that I think is fairly common, as we were talking about earlier at least. Names in Pyre that are somewhat realistic and others that are pretty fantasy land names. And maybe not terribly common in the US, but I think in other parts of
I
the...
think Tariq is a real name, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tariq is a pretty common name, I think. Just not as common in the US. But I've probably met someone with the name Tariq before. I don't necessarily know the way it's spelled in Pyre is the most common way to spell it or not. Yeah, no, it's definitely a real name. It just may not be all that common in the US is all. But Celeste is definitely as well. That's definitely a quote-unquote real name. As we start getting to more of the NPCs that we may not have considered previously. Brighton. Last name, definitely.
I know Headwind is a real name. It's a
Is it really?
Welsh name. Yeah, it's a Welsh name.
Wait, where from did you say? Swedish?
Welsh.
Welsh.
Like from Wales.
Yeah. I couldn't hear you. I heard the ish. The SH at the end.
Now begins.
And with a here. Sticks with it. Blocked, and there's the Titan Tooth, which stuns her and gives Cool Guy the chance to follow up with a banishment. Cool Guy saw the portal and said, well, you know what, it's not really going to take me anywhere, so no thanks, I'll just go straight to the fire. Gets in the first score here. Then gets banished, and Yeoman did not have prayer beads, so Cool Guy is a little bit at risk here. Oh, what has happened to him? Oh no, he's just chilling there. For a second there, he looked odd. Looked like he was just meditating in the corner for a second.
A show of strength from the Tempest rivals. Oh,
Yeah, Jody, I suppose. Jody definitely would be a name that you might see in real life. Jodario, probably not.
Jody is a real nickname.
Yeah,
but
I've definitely
Jodario
met people named Jody before. What is it short for usually, though?
No, I don't know, actually. I've just heard it before.
Yeah. It's a chance that people I've met with the name Jody have just been named Jody. It's not short for anything. I don't know, though. I feel like it
in the name of Solium
could be. Gilman can't avoid that big power cast from Headwind. And that gets rid of just about everyone except the worm comes back. And comes back again. And that is the power of using all the worms. Waits for the power cast, then hops in. And had recently banished, in fact, so that increases the damage up from 15 to 25.
now burns relatively brighter,
And with that, that means that Cool Guy takes the lead here.
positively
Vengeful Vows straight into, I believe that was Headwind. Hamatha, circling the orb, picks it up here and makes it into the Pyre for a 20 damage plunge, and I believe that means that Cam will be retaking the lead now. This one's back and forth.
gained an edge.
Gilman, as the arena continues to grow smaller. Big power cast, takes out one. And that's Panther who has it here. He's off to the races. He's in for 20. And that gets Cool Guy within one score territory of going down.
Are you kidding me?
And those big power casts from Headwind, they are pretty devastating. If they can banish more than one as they did there, can certainly put you on the back foot. Web Lanthorn brings back one of the worms, though. Cool Guy's quick and implodes on some of the defenders, but can't make it all the way into the Pyre. Headwind hops over that. Hops over that one as well. Headwind is unstoppable, it seems. This time he goes down, though. Lady River runs out of stamina, but it doesn't matter. She sneaks in. Joditha is what Jody is short for, maybe? I don't know if I met any Jodithas.
No, it's definitely Joseph, definitely.
That is a thing?
No, I'm just making
What?
that up.
It doesn't sound like a thing to me, but I don't know. Hamatha for the win.
The essence prevails.
I can't lose!
The scribes themselves surely have taken note. The rite is ended.
Well played. All right, as the song is ending as well. Look at that timing. You can't plan that. That just happens, and it's magic. And I wasn't quite quick enough to tell Tariq Bot to leave. It just barely looped before I could get him to get booted. I was like, no, I missed the perfect opportunity. I jinxed it. All right. Well, let me know if there's any other Tariq Bot songs that we would like. If so, then of course I can reactivate them. Otherwise, we'll turn back on the in-game music here. The birds are so awesome. They're good. All right, and let us know if there are any other things that you guys would like to see for the next Rite.
I hate you.
You two being mean to each other.
We're not.
Be nice.
I sent her an image of something from Stardew.
Okay. On a level of 1 to Radio Medic, how cursed was it?
Like a 3.
Okay, okay.
It's not cursed, it's just like a weird thing, because Stardew Valley is kind of weird sometimes.
Alright, alright. Okay, not seeing any requests here, so why don't we start the next one?
It's basically a picture of 3 blobfish and it's saying, we'd be better off if we had some mayonnaise.
The
Cam
Tempers
just said me and the
shall
girls.
take on
Oh.
the essence. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
So no requests for this one, free to take whatever you'd like. Jody first. The cool guy. Looking like Orlek
Stinky
first.
man.
The stinky trash man for Cam. 1 to Radio Medic. What's Radio Medic?
You make some cursed stuff.
I was just waiting for him to come in and be like, "Did someone call my name?"
Like he's playing Osu or something.
Did someone
Does
say
he randomly send you guys,
Slither?
like, videos too, or is that just me?
Randomly send us
no,
what?
he randomly sends me baking stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear. In short, he's a character. Oh, is Cam going for the full meta setup here? The super stinky setup?
I haven't used it in a while, so I might as well.
I don't know, Cam.
Sucks.
I don't know, Cam.
Boat's fun.
I don't like boat.
With demons, it can be pretty fun to
Yeah,
just
demons
mess around
is
with the
fun.
boat magic. And I'm usually not a demons person, but I'll play him on the boat just to take full advantage of the crazy jumps he can pull off. Here is Orlek. And he knocks back the defenders. Now it's time to throw that one in. And, well,
It
you'll see
begins-
why this is the meta team.
Wait, this isn't the right character.
Well, destroys the entire opposing team and allows Orlek to just waltz on in.
This is gonna be over very fast.
Let's try that again.
Landed on my hand. What the hell?
I don't know.
Jody. He opts to throw, and that makes it in for 25 damage. He has it again here. Cam back to defend. Orlek has a bigger aura, so he banishes her. And Cool Guy, well, was ready to defend, except that throw can banish from Cam's Orlek. Cool Guy with Jodariel, using some of that boat magic to good effect here. And she knocks some people back, throws, and makes that one in. 22 damage this time. But when they clash, except the worm explodes, taking out Jodariel. Jodariel's back now, and Orlek throws that one in for 25.
No more than a lick of flame remains.
Gilman. Anyone could do it on Cam's side now. Doesn't have to be Orlek, so even Gilman's dangerous now. Whoa!
No.
Lots of big banishments there, but now we have Gilman back. He explodes on Cool Guy's last defender. Cam with some speed
Yay.
makes it in.
The essence prevail. Perhaps they do deserve their freedom after all.
My spacebar's being wonky, so that was weird.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
GG.
Until the next rite.
Okay. Anything else we'd like to see between these two? Any specific setup you'd like to see? This is true. Tizo does in fact have the same voice actress as Aphrodite in Hades. So that may make you look at Tizo a little bit differently.
Well, good for Tizo.
Tizo may or may not secretly be the
He's
goddess of
moving up in
love
life.
undercover.
Yeah.
Hypnos and Orlek are the same guy. Who does? Is it someone at Supergiant who does Hypnos and Orlek? It is
Isn't
Greg.
Greg
Okay,
do
yeah.
Orlek?
Yeah, apparently it's Greg for both. But Greg does Hypnos?
I think so.
Tizo is the goddess of love. I mean, everyone does seem to love him, so I suppose it does make some sense. And Deluge, I mean, Deluge doesn't really have many lines, and they're mostly just, you know, unintelligible stuffs. So that one's a little bit, you know, harder to judge a voice actor or actress on.
Doesn't Darren do Bertrand?
I think he does, yeah.
Bertrand? I don't know.
I love that he can do Bertrand as well as Zagreus.
That is pretty crazy. Alright, Bertrand's, I mean, you may not be able to understand what she's saying, but she has a pretty distinctive voice.
Wait, Darren is Zag?
Yeah!
Yeah,
Really?
you didn't know that?
Yeah!
I don't play the game. You think...
I thought you played it.
I don't play Hades. I have like 4 hours total, and then I got bored.
That's fair.
Damn.
Knowing you.
Yeah, he's also scaly, which, I mean, that already is impressive range. But Zag, Skelly, Bertrude, those are 3 very different characters. Impressive, yeah. Alright, but not seeing any requests here. Well, let's just get this one started in that case. Oh, except as soon as I do that, we have a exile request from Lag. Okay, we should still have time to make this happen.
Versus the essence. Welcome.
What is it like?
Who shall
Lag says,
conduct
think
the rites?
with portals.
Alright.
I mean, presumably that means
What?
imps, but I'm not really
Yeah, but
sure
how
what
many
that
do you
means.
want?
Ares and Almer are the same guy. I mean, it's a little bit harder for me when it comes to the Pyre characters because they don't have many, if any, lines in English. It's harder to like say distinctively like, oh yeah, that was a. Like, I really identify with that voice acting performance. Lag says as long as portals are used, it's fine. Now, you are thinking with imps.
Tiso.
The orb is alive? What? No, surely not. It couldn't be. That's not possible. Search your heart.
Rookie.
Something like that. I don't remember the line. Now, Raji with a Titan Tooth. We've seen a lot of it today.
It's good.
It is. It's been very effective thus far.
Oh, you're doing this? Okay. Is this making me suffer?
Oh, okay. Cam
Why
also
are you
going
like
Titan
this?
Tooth on Barker.
Why are you gonna
Hurt
pick
you.
it too? You're gonna think I'm not gonna pick it too? It's like the
Okay,
only way to counter.
No, but you put on the dog.
Yeah, I did. Because the imp is getting the Lanthorn one way or the other.
Artemis and the Stowaway, I can see that one.
Favored.
But again, it's hard to compare to Pyre characters because they say so little, but I still think that I can kind of tell. That doesn't surprise me too much.
Tiso.
And here we go.
Orb is taken. Now begin.
Yeah, it's not 100% Curs, and it's not 100% imps on either side. We are, of course, supposed to use the portals here, so we shall see how this plays out. So, at the moment, Cam is camping those portals. Cool Guy says, alright, I'll take a more direct approach. Cam intercepts. Free orb. Cool Guy thinks about the portal, but then Cam goes back to the portal spot, except Cool Guy says, well, I mean, I can fly through it. Except Cam says, alright, well, I'll just jump and block you. Cool Guy gets the stamina back, and Harp pushes her way in for a 20 damage plunge. Tizo down. There's the Titan Tooth. That looks like that was Cool Guy's Titan Tooth. Giving Cool Guy enough time to banish Rookie there. Cool Guy through the portal. Has a bit of a head start on one of those characters. And Rookie comes back and stops her, although Ametha banishes everybody here. Oh, throws in the taunt. And then plunges. Yeah, there are some characters, of course, that talk a little bit of English. Through the portal goes Pamitha once more, but she gets Titan Tooth. So, Cool Guy's stunned for a little while. Almost gives Cam enough time to make it into the Pyre, but not quite. Cool Guy perhaps waiting for Pamitha to come back. Likely to be her preferred score. Oh, except she wasn't flying when she went through there, I don't think, so Cam banishes her immediately. And Rookie somehow snuck in there. That's a big explosion. Cool Guy gets rid of everybody with that. Brings Pamitha through, her preferred score, but the Curves are coming back. And they're coming back quickly enough with Titan Tooth to stun Cool Guy. Cam counters.
The two triumvirates are neck and neck. The orbs up. Ah, yes.
Cam back at it with another 20 damage Rookie plunge.
The essence seem to want their freedom
Parker
more.
down.
Now then.
Pamitha. Through the portal. She gets blocked. Now banished. Rookie flies around, but goes down. Pamitha gets rid of the orb. Thinking about doing a cast, but then opts out.
The orb is taken.
Oh, but wasn't flying through the portal, so she goes down. Parker?
That Parker Aspar sure is rather quick.
He is rather quick indeed.
No more than a lick of flame remains.
Rookie down. Tizo for Cam. No prayer beats for Parker, so that means Cam is permanently down one character. But here's Rookie, and he does it.
The essence prevails. Meanwhile, their adversaries wallow in defeat. The ceremony is complete. Until the stars align.
Well played. All right. Do we have anything in mind for the next rite? I'm thinking at this point, we're probably looking at one more normal rite and then a liberation rite. And then we'll probably shift gears to our announcement. Want to make sure we have enough time to get that one in.
Announcement. Cool.
So, with that in mind, that would mean that this would be the last rite in which to give any requests. And I guess to just check in on you two, Cam and Cool Guy, are you good to stick around for a couple more rites? Is that fine?
That's fine.
That's fine? Okay. Lag is requesting exiles.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Lag on several occasions has requested something today and then just said, take whatever you want. So, Exile Draft, it's been a while.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Available characters are... We shall see. There's a general rule of thumb, a general explanation. That means that there will be a pool of exiles from which to choose, and then when one person chooses that exile, that means that exile is no longer available to the other person. There's a bit of a competition to pick your preferred exiles before the other person takes the character you want.
Well, that means player one has an advantage right from the start.
It would, unless we do a snake and make it so that, say, Cool Guy picks first, and then Cam, you pick twice in a row, and then Cool Guy picks twice in a row, and then...
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, so the options are Quarterback Manly, Speedy Volfred, 2 Worms, Masteryless Oralek, and Talismanless Tizo.
Ooh.
That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Okay, so those are the options. And I think it probably does make sense for us to lock in our exiles in advance so that way we can do a snake and make it so that Cool Guy picks first. And since that gives Cool Guy an advantage, she gets the first pick. Cam then picks second and third, and then we'll go back to Cool Guy. Cool Guy picks twice in a row, and then so on. So we have all of our teams set up. So that means, Cool Guy, you are on the clock. Who is your first choice?
I'll take a worm.
Okay, Cool Guy has taken one of the 2 worms. Cam, you have 2 choices then. One of the worms is taken.
I'll take the other worm.
Okay,
and,
both worms gone.
Maybe Orlek?
Masteryless Orlek?
He doesn't have any masteries.
Yeah, but like he's still fast, so might as well.
Okay, so both worms gone, Orlek gone. Now you have 2 picks here, Cool Guy. Who'd you like?
What do I have?
So remaining, we have Quarterback Manly, we have Speedy Volfred, and Talismanless Tizo.
I'll take Tizo and Wolford.
Okay, so that means Cool Guy is a worm, Talismanless Tizo, and Volfred. And then Cam has a worm, Masteryless Orlek, and then Quarterback Manly. Yeah, Baylor was surprised that there was not an early Tizo pick. Baylor was thinking that would be the first one off the table.
The Tempers shall take on the essence. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
And Cool Guy leading off with Speedy Volfred, it looks like. Perhaps, or maybe just setting him up. Goes the rekindling route, the maximum amount of rekindling, so we'll try to remember that one, that Cool Guy will have a pretty significant second life bar.
Volfred.
Now for Cam. Sap first on Cool Guy's side. That means, Cool Guy, or Cam could follow up and match Cool Guy, go Sap first as well. But Cam says, nah, if you're going with a slow and steady Sap, maybe I'll go with a worm
It's
first.
not that slow.
I mean,
It's
that's
15
right.
quickness.
It is Speedy Volfred. You're not wrong.
15 quickness?
Say, what?
He does not have 15 quickness, he has
14.
14.
Off by 1.
It's functionally 15, okay? He's just that fast.
Wait, does he have like specific masteries?
I don't think the masteries
really
matter much. It's mostly
No, he
a
has specific,
talisman standpoint.
Talisman.
What's
You
the
gotta pick
talisman?
It's the sling bullet.
bullet.
The sling bullet. Okay.
Yeah, but Cam does oftentimes like to set up all the characters in advance. May not
Yeah.
necessarily be in the order in which she's actually going to select them. So we'll have to hold that thought for just a minute here and see which one she locks in. He does go with Gilman. Okay. Now next will be, I think, it would seem, Tizo for Cool Guy, although she could, of course, opt to go with her worm instead.
No talisman, right?
Yeah, no talisman for Tizo.
Yeah, I know.
Talismanless Tizo. Yeah, I mean, canonically, he has 15 quickness. He's basically that
was
fast,
me.
right? Okay, so now it would be
Wait, who
Masteryless
was my other
Orlek.
guy? This
A
one?
worm.
Manly.
Oh yeah, you already took the worm, so it'd be Manly.
Okay.
Up to you. It goes with Orlek next. So now that leaves Gilman as the last one for Cool Guy here. Going prayer beads, it would seem, on him. So likely to be Cool Guy's leading score. A little bit more uncertain on Cam's side. She did take prayer beads on Orlek, so we could see some aggressive offensive Orlek plays.
That was more preemptive than anything, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do.
Here is Orlek. He goes down. And we'll have to see. Yeah, the worm will be a good way to get Orlek back, because, of course, Orlek's biggest weakness is that he usually has a 30-second respawn time if he gets banished.
Oh,
And that is quite painful.
That's not what I want.
But the worms can bring him back if they vanish. And Cam did so and managed to score there with Orlek for 25 damage. Gilman for Cam. He goes down. That triggers Cool Guy's Seize chance, which means for the moment, Cool Guy has 10 extra damage on Gilman. Can't seize that one. Orlek knocks back the defender. He makes it in. He has prayer beads, so he's coming back. Oh, and Cool Guy tried to lock down the orb with the sapling, and did so for a split second there, but then the sap went down, and so did the sapling. And Orlek is putting in the work here. He may not have masteries, but it may not matter. He's still fast. And he's still big. Still imposing. Get sort of one of Cool Guy's characters here. Cool Guy with Tizo. And like we were saying, Cool Guy likely is relying almost exclusively on Gilman for offense here. So you see there, she's waiting to get him back. Now that he is back, needs to be very careful with him, because if he does go down, then she's in a bad spot again. At least from an offensive standpoint. Here's Cam with Orlek, hops over one defender, makes it in, but remember, Cool Guy did take a bunch of rekindling. So onto the second life bar now. Orlek goes down here. Tizo. Gilman. Gilman gets blocked, and the sapling takes him out. Wolford goes down as well. So Tizo versus quarterback Manly. No, here's Gilman for Cam. He explodes. Now here's an infinite stamina Gilman for Cool Guy, but he gets blocked. Cool Guy trying to find an angle here, but with the saplings and saps, it's hard. She does pull it off, though. Here's 15 damage plunge. Once again, locks down the orb with the saplings, so it'll be hard for Cam to get it. Cool Guy takes it with Gilman. But again, just needs to be careful with him, because if he goes down, then for the most part, she's playing a waiting game, trying to get him back, because this is all the offense that Cool Guy has, and Cam knows it, and is mirroring every step that Gilman takes.
Come on, Cool Guy.
With a big aura from Orlek, and takes Gilman out here. So Cam, an opportunity here perhaps with Orlek. Pops over Volfred into the Pyre for 25 damage. Dropping Cool Guy down to 25 means one more of those, and Cool Guy is down, because of course she has already used her rekindling. Orlek back at it. He's close here, and he makes it.
The essence prevailed. Their hapless adversaries stood no chance.
Cool Guy, I think you're muted.
The
I can't hear you being mad.
is complete.
Chalk up another one to the doctor? I suppose so. Alright, so
If
I
I become
think...
a doctor, do I have to become a basketball pro too? Is that a
yes.
requirement?
Yes. Of course. You also need to magically gain the ability to jump 3 times without ever touching the ground if you are ever on a boat.
I am the least athletic person on the planet, so that's not happening.
But you see, it's this magical innate ability of becoming a doctor. You actually become
Oh,
a
so I just gained
superhero
that. Okay.
once you walk onto a
After
boat.
my white coat ceremony.
Yeah, you may still need to be wearing it at the time, though. That part is uncertain. The doctors have not actually disclosed what the source of their power is, if it's the coats or just their education itself.
They'll tell me in med school, don't worry.
Yeah, and they probably, unfortunately, won't let you inform us what the actual answer is.
Yeah,
But
I'll sign an NDA, and I'm sorry.
yeah, we'll lose Cam. If you don't long jump at least 3 meters, you're not a true doctor. Yeah, that's actually what med school is. People talk about how difficult med school is. They actually just see how far you can jump. And if you can't jump more than 3 meters, then you're out. Sorry. Tough luck. But anyways, we were talking about how this is maybe a little bit on the early side for us, but we do want to make sure that we have time to do a little bit of extra stuff at the end of the stream tonight, because we do have a special announcement. So let's transition over to the Liberation Rite now, which will be our last rite of the night. And so let's initiate the Liberation Rite protocols in that case, which means we'll be going to the Fall Solium, and we will bring Tariqbot back. Let us resummon him real quick. And... Alright, Tariqbot. Play me a song, Tariqbot. Namely, this song. Thank you. And also, this song. There we go. All right. We are all set and ready to go for our... Oh, let me turn off the in-game music here because we are going to be relying on Tariqbot, of course. Not this. And this will be our last ride of the night. We'll have these two choose their best teams. We will not do any requests for this. We're just going to have them give it their all. So let's make it happen.
I bid you welcome, exiles. You heed the summons to the fall of Solium. You now have this chance to prove yourselves.
See you, Joel. Thanks for stopping by.
Let us see which one of you is more deserving. Tempers, stand prepared. The Essence, stand ready. Who shall stand together here this night?
Alright, so as I said, this is the final rite, the Liberation Rite. No requests here, we're just having these two pick their best teams, giving it their all. Let's see what they go for. Cool Guy's leaned off with Almer. We haven't seen Cool Guy use too many Savages, actually. I'm a little bit surprised. We'll see how he does with Almer here. Then Barker first for Cam. Almer, of course, being a natural thrower, whereas Barker being more of a natural speedy plunger. Feels like Red from Transistors here? In a way. In a way. Tizo next for Cool Guy. Strong defensive character. Okay, now Cam also going offensive with the second character here. Countering Cool Guy's Almer with the Stowaway. Similar setup. Last one for Cool Guy. Looking like it might be Pamitha. Has a throwing offensive character. This likely to be her more direct plunging character. And I said it before, Time Tooth has been big today. Cool Guy sticking with it for now. And Messenger Imp is the last one for Cam. So this will be the final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. Best of luck to you both.
Take it. Cast from afar into the Pyre's flame. Good. Oh? Sorry, Alma. Deliverance. The rite is nearly ended. Ooh. And it is done. The essence
And it
prevailed.
is done. Well played.
It was as though the scribes themselves stood by their side. The rite is done.
All right, GG.
Until the stars align.
Okay, and like I was saying, that was the Liberation Rite. Therefore, was our last rite of the night. However, we are not quite done just yet, because we do still have one or two other things that we're looking to do before we wrap things up for the day. So give me just a second here. When I restarted my computer, I think I needed to change some things around here that are going to just take me a little while to get this back set up. So give me just a second. Let me see. So, let me throw this on just for a minute. Less than a minute. 5 seconds. And let's see. Oh, there's a chance some of you have already seen it. Perhaps. Perhaps. Let's see. Okay, so let me just here. And okay, so let me here, get this here, and no, not yet. Okay, so like I was saying, we have a special announcement for today. So it has been very close to 1 year now that I've been with the Rite Club doing these Rite Nights with you all, and to celebrate our 1 year anniversary, I thought it'd be a good idea for us to celebrate a little bit, you know, and find a way to have some fun. So, for that reason, I give you this special announcement.
Hark, exiles, you witness the rites, an ancient competition where salvation is at stake. Let us see which one of you shall be the first to extinguish your adversary's pyre. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty. Let us see which one of you deserves it more. Godspeed. Until the stars align.
Did have some of the stream stuff blocking some of that, but here, let me turn some of that off to make it a little bit easier to see. So, basically, the gist of it is that we are going to have our second ever tournament with the Rite Club here. And so, that means that, well, we've done it once before, but this will be an opportunity for us to have a little bit more of a competitive spin to the usual Rite Nights. So, we'll have the tournament happening on February 7th, so that's 3 weeks from today, at the usual 3:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Same start time, and same group, of course. That link there to join is just this link to the Rite Club, and of course, I'll still be hosting all that stuff there. So that's the general idea. Wanted to give you all a few minutes to ask, and then I can try to answer any questions you may have about the way that stuff works. Like I said, we've done it once before, so it is similar to what we did the past time around for those of you who participated that go round, but for those of you who are new, let us know if you have any questions, and there are a few other changes that we may have to describe as well. So I'll stick around and answer any of those questions you may have. Phaler, I think, can pop in if there's anything that can be directed his way as well. Is it double elimination? So the way in which it's going to work in terms of the bracket setup is the same way that we did it last time. Let's see if we can get to this page here. So basically what it was last time, what it will be this time, is it starts off as a round robin in the first round. So that means that you will play several matches, or several series really, against different random opponents. And then it's, let's say, I think it was 3 last time, it's probably going to be 3. So based on how you do in those initial 3 matches, you will gain a seed for once we enter into the bracket component of the tournament, which you see here. Like, for example, last time around, we had Phaler in the 1 spot, myself in the 2nd spot, opponents in the 3rd spot, so on and so forth, and that affected where you ended up when it came to organizing this bracket here. And then once we are in the bracket, then we are into elimination, where, in this occasion, Phaler versus Dugo, whoever wins that goes on to the next round, so on and so forth, until we make it all the way to the end. Every match, both the round robins and also the elimination matches in the bracket component of the tournament, are best 3 out of 5. That's why you see all these 3-0s and 2 for 3 and whatnot. Yeah, so good question about the keyboard thing. So with regard to that, that's as you may remember from our normal Rite Nites, when it comes to doing the rights or doing remote play with one person on keyboard mouse, we can't do another person on keyboard mouse because Pyre just can't handle 2 people doing keyboard mouse simultaneously. So for that reason, we did find a is it technically an emulator? If I believe that's ultimately what we used to basically make it so that you could use your mouse keyboard still and basically trick Pyre into thinking you were actually using a controller and find a way to make it so that 2 mouse keyboard people could in fact go against each other in the tournament. However, unfortunately, so that worked to a certain extent, but did take some practice. People were saying that it was maybe, not the most straightforward thing to install and get used to and all that. So that's part of the reason why we are announcing this 3 weeks in advance, is to give some time for mouse keyboard players. If you are going to participate in the tournament, then it gives you some time to download and get familiar with the emulator to make that happen, because unfortunately that is, for the most part, an unavoidable situation when it comes to the tournament. Is that, we can try to set it up such that it's unlikely for one keyboard mouse player to play another keyboard mouse player, but there's only so much we can do. If 2 keyboard mouse people beat everyone else, then ultimately they're going to play each other at some point in the final, or if not sooner. So it's there's only so much we can do to keep the keyboard mouse people separate from one another, and so to overcome that barrier of not being able to play one keyboard mouse person against another keyboard mouse person, there is that emulator, and I believe we have some more information about it in the Discord server somewhere that we can fish up to send you guys. Yeah, unfortunately, like Phaler said, there really just isn't a better solution short of having people who are on keyboard mouse learn or get a controller and learn to play on a controller, but that's not really that's just not a really realistic thing. Like, some people have controllers and they don't work. Some people just don't have a controller, and so on and so forth. So, we're not gonna say, oh, you need to get a controller. That's just not a fair thing to say. So the emulator is sort of the best middle ground in that way. And then, like I said, we can try to do what we can to keep the keyboard mouse people separate, but to a certain extent, it's unavoidable if the keyboard and mouse people keep on winning in the tournament, then at some point they're gonna match up against each other. Yeah, like Failer said, there just isn't a plug-and-play solution for it, unfortunately. Any other questions about how the tournament shall work? In terms of other things to note about the tournament, rule changes or anything like that, other reminders. So we were talking a little bit about it earlier today, the whole triple crones with the crone salute, how that turns the opposing team into howlers. And if you have 3 of those, then that means you can do it 3 times, and every time you do it, it's basically an automatic score. And if you have enough damage on the crones, then you can basically automatically win the right. So that setup is outlawed. And that was the same last time. We outlawed that setup. And other than that, you may remember, like I said, this is our second tournament ever, or at least that I've done with the Rite Club. Our previous one, we did the Solium Cup back in over the summer, I think. And you may recall that our victor there did, in fact, in the Liberation Rite, free Oralek. And so that begs the question, what happens to Oralek in this tournament, right? Is he in the Commonwealth? Can we use Oralek? Is he still in the downside? Well, here's the thing. So, Oralek may have disappeared. However, we found a way to bring him back. So we took the Beyonder Crystal, and with the Beyonder Crystal, we were able to bring someone back to the downside. However, we had to sacrifice someone or something that we truly loved in order to bring him back. So, we made a deal. We have brought back Oralek. However, he had to get rid of the thing that he loved more than anything. The Star Splinter. So, Oralek is in fact allowed, yes. However, we are also banning Oralek plus Star Splinter. Basically, the meta Celestial Spike, Star Splinter, Oralek setup will be barred in that case. And so that will make it such that hopefully we'll see a little bit more diversification when it comes to people's teams. And we don't just feel like, well, if you're not choosing the quote-unquote meta team, then you're just choosing a suboptimal team. So that's a new rule that we're throwing in this time around. Any other questions? How is picking going to be handled? So, Baylor, remind me if I am missing out on the details here, but what we did last time was I guess, first off, in case it isn't clear, it would be similar to the Civil Wars that we've done previously, where you may remember, because those were a little bit more competitive, we turned off the various requests that could directly affect the types of teams that people chose. So we're not going to have things like choosing exiles, masteries, talismans. Don't even recall if we had arenas as an eligible request or not. I have to double check on that one. And let me know if anyone has strong opinions on that one, or if anyone recalls as whether we did that. But yeah, when it comes to the actual picking the team and picking and counterpicking and all that, what we did was we had it so that before the match started, or actually as soon as we saw the arena, I think is technically what we did, then we would have each of the players would send their team, including which exiles they were going to take, which masteries they were going to take, and which talisman they were going to take on all those characters, send that to a neutral third party, namely either Failer or myself. And that is sort of you locking in your team. And so once you've sent that team to the neutral third party, either Failer or myself, or if both of us are playing each other, then we'll find someone else to be that person. So you are committing to that team once you've sent that to us. So that is a way to make it so that from the get-go, as soon as you see the arena at least, you need to lock in what your team is going to be, and that way there isn't some advantage to player 2 always being able to counter the team that player 1 makes. Let me know if that creates any other questions, but that's the way that's going to work out. So that's the same thing we did last time. For those of you who did it last time round, that should be sounding familiar to you. Oh yeah, and all this, when you're sending it to the third party, is not going to be known to your opponent. So it's not like, there's some... It's not like you just wait till the last minute, like, okay, wait, I'm gonna wait for Bratty to send her team first, and then I'm gonna send it afterward. No, like, this is all happening basically in private DMs on Discord. Yeah, modded characters, totally allowed, for sure. Any other questions on this stuff? I'm gonna tab back into Pyre just to give us some background music, perhaps. Just to give us some background music. So yeah, modded characters, absolutely allowed, for sure. Anything else? I mean, if not, let us know. Feel free to post it in the Rite Club Discord server. Phaler, I don't know if there's a place you'd like for any questions on this stuff to go. Maybe in the Beyonder Crystal, or I don't know. I leave that to you. But either that, or feel free to DM either Phaler or myself, and we can answer those questions. And we'll probably post it in the full group so that everyone knows what those rules are. And we'll continue to give you guys more information as time goes on, as we lock in additional things, but there's your general overview at the very least. Does character order need to be present as well? I think we did do it with character order, although I could be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Phaler or others with a better memory than myself. I believe we did say order in that memo that we're sending, that message we're sending to the neutral third party. Yeah, order does matter. I mean, in theory, if order didn't matter, then you could still kind of counterpick. Like, maybe you have a defensive character and an offensive character, and your player 2, you see your opponent pick their first character, and then you go, oh, okay, actually, I'm going to switch the order, because now I want to have my defense character to stop the one that they just created. So there's still a little bit of an advantage to player 2 if you didn't lock in the order in advance, so I think for that reason, it does make sense for us to have the order count as well. Minor, probably, but just want to make it as fair as we can, right? Anything else that comes to mind? Oh, is anyone and everyone able to participate? Good question. And Phaler has answered. Yeah, the answer is basically yes. We do want to. Part of another reason why we're trying to send out the information early is because we'd like to ideally lock that in a little bit early so that we can start to do things like set up those round robins, set up those brackets, and it becomes difficult if, we're planning on, say, having an 8-person tournament, or, basically, if we're trying to pick the size of create the tournament with a certain size, and make those brackets, make those round robins, then if somebody at the last minute wants to jump in, or somebody at the last minute wants to jump out, then that starts to get complicated because we might need to totally reshape the brackets or potentially find some creative way to get an odd number of people in. So that's another reason why we're trying to let you guys know about this as soon as possible, so that way we can ideally at least get the total number locked in a little bit on the early side, so that we can make sure that everything is all set up and ready to go. Yeah, and it may take 2 days. Last time around, it did take 2 days to do it. We did the round robin. Did we do all the round robin? No, I think we did most of the round robin, but not all of it on the first day. And then the next week, we finished up the round robin and went through the entirety of the elimination component. So, yeah, that's another reason why it's important to sort of give you guys this heads up and get you thinking about it, planning about it, if you do want to participate, because it is important, if you are to participate, for you to be available both days, because, you know, if, say, you're available on day 1, you participate in the round robin, say you win all of your games, so you are making it into the bracket, and then suddenly, on the next day, you don't show up, and then the person who would be going against you suddenly doesn't have an opponent, and what, they just get a free pass into the next round? Potentially. And so we'd like to avoid that, because that's, you know, that's not ideal. So basically, yeah, we just want to know how many people are doing it, and we want to keep that number so that we know, okay, this is how big the round robin's going to be, this is how big the bracket component's going to be. These are once we've done the round robin, these are the people who are going to play each other in the bracket, and we can keep that without having to work any magic of finding ways to pair people back up if someone drops out or wants to jump in, or anything like that. Any additional questions? Let me just scroll through chat, see if I missed anything that you guys were saying earlier. I think Failer's been on it as well, of course, so he might have caught anything that I missed. Don't think I'm seeing any additional questions here that we haven't already addressed. Let me know if there is anything that you're still uncertain about, anything that you're curious about. Like I said, you can either post it in the Rite Club Discord group, or you can DM myself or Failer. If it's something that's useful for the general public to know, then we'll probably post it somewhere and let people know, because they're probably asking the same question. But that gives you the general overview. Again, that is February 7th will be the first day of it. That is the usual... it's a Sunday. It's the usual start time, 3:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Oh, that's another thing I should note is, I guess this is sort of bundled in with the whole make sure that you're available thing, but it's also important because we'll have specific matchups that we're looking to do at a certain point in time. It's important that you are, available when your matchup is going to be. So, if, for example, you're the first person who's going to be playing in your matchup, you're the first person playing on that day, and you're not available at that point in time, then, it gets logistically complicated for us to have to shift everything around to only do rights when both people are available. It just gets really complicated if we're trying to manage 16 or 8 people's schedules simultaneously, and people are jumping in and out, and so just anything that you can do to make it logistically easier for us and not have to herd that many sheep simultaneously is very much appreciated. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Rumi, and yeah, hope to see you in the tournament. Anything else we are wondering? Anything else we still have questions about? Looks like, for the most part, the questions have ceased. So, like I said, just let us know if you have any more, if anything come to mind. I've also posted the little trailer that I showed you guys on YouTube. So, in theory, we might see some people who could join the Rite Club who have seen that trailer, and they may be new and may be interested in participating in the tournament, in which case, like Failer said, we'd love to get more people in. So, that's, if you have any interest, I guess, in watching the trailer again, you can do it there. If you feel like you missed something there, then you can watch it there as well. But, of course, we've talked about most of the stuff here, so you guys should all be good. And with that being said, that is it for today, now that we've made our announcement. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and thank you for all of you who participated today in the rights. Happy to have you all, and we will be back next week, and the week after that for just normal Rite Nights, the same thing that we did today. So, again, we're giving you the heads up in case you want to practice or you want to do anything like get the if you're a keyboard mouse player and you need to get the emulator so that you can play as if you are using a controller, so you can get that all worked out. So giving you some advance notice for that. But we will be back next week, like I said, 3:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time for another Rite Night. If you have not yet joined the Rite Club Discord server, that is the place where we are doing all this stuff, of course. So that is also the place where we're going to be doing all the tournament stuff. So this is the link to join if you are interested in doing so. Link to joining my own Discord server is right here, because I will be, beyond hosting these Rite Nights, on Fridays, I'll be playing The Witcher 3 Blind on Twitch. On Saturdays, I'll be doing Path of Exile and or Hades. Then Sundays are, of course, these Rite Night streams. Then also lots of Gwent videos coming out, the Witcher-themed card game on YouTube for that. Also Vids on YouTube. I'll post the VODs for these Rite Nights on YouTube. I'll post the VODs for the Witcher 3 streams on YouTube. And maybe some other things sneaking in here or there as well. If you haven't done so yet already, you can of course hit the follow button to get a notification when I go live. You can also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I'll post there when I go live as well. That's it for me though. So let me see if there's anyone for us to rate. It says my Discord link is invalid or expired. Let me get you a new one then real quick. I can certainly make that happen. Okay. In theory, this one should still work. Let me know if that one doesn't work, in which case, then Discord, I have some questions for you, but that works? Okay, great. Perfect. All right, let me see if there's anyone else who's playing Pyre right now. If not, then we'll see if there's anyone else in general that we might want to raid. So let me take a look. All right, looks like we do have someone we can raid here, and then also I'll drop the YouTube video for that little trailer there that I was showing you guys if you want to check that out. In case you want to see what that is once more. Let's see. There that is. But that is enough for me. I'm going to pass you over to someone else. So I'll see you all next week.